Welcome to Overthinking the American Song Contest. I'm Matt Rather, and my Americavision predictions seem to be a lot better than my notoriously poor Eurovision predictions. Last week, we were rooting for Stella Cole and her Too Hot for Television breakup song DIY. And for the third week in a row, our pick was voted into the semifinals. She's joined by Massachusetts with its one-man boy band, and New Hampshire's answer to R. Kelly. This means that the legendary electronic music group The Crystal Method would appear to be out, falling prey to the ringer curse that claimed Macy Gray and Jewel. We don't have a great explanation for why Michael Bolton is the one big name so far to get the public to vote for him. It's either thirsty boomer women or Zoomers, voting ironically. Okay, everyone, 11 more acts to go, starting with a man who is drowning in his own metaphor.
I feel like I'm floating, lost in your ocean. Can you throw me a lifeline, baby?
Let's allow Illinois' Justin Gesso to paint us a picture. First, imagine an ocean. I know it's Illinois, so it should be a lake, but imagine an ocean. That's the Lovers.
Lost in your ocean.
Next, imagine a figure drowning in the ocean. That's Justin Gesso, his persona in this song. Now, imagine a rope affixed to the ocean in some way being thrown to the person drowning in the ocean. This would do nothing. That is correct. This is the Lifeline. That is the name of the song. You see, a lifeline is usually attached to the side of a boat, but in this song, in this romance, there is no boat, only drowning. So what is the rope for?
Something I can hold on to.
Okay, the ocean and the rope are the vehicles of a metaphor. So what do they represent? Justin Gesso has a few ideas. The lifeline is forgiveness for words spoken in cruelty.
Can I take back the things that I said?
The lifeline is the truth about an illicit affair, which he would at least understand and maybe overcome.
Is there somebody else in your bed?
The lifeline is the eternal sunshine of a spotless mind, letting them start their broken relationship over from scratch.
Can we start again? Can we start again?
Drowning in the ocean is 3 a.m, and the rope attached to nothing is texting your ex.
Lying in bed, lying to myself again.
One of our own writers asked his wife for clarity on this elaborate romantic metaphor. She said 2 things. 1, this guy has some Lance Bass eyebrows. And 2, if he had staged the song himself, when he was standing on the piano, the smoke machine probably wouldn't have sprayed him in his own face. We've said in the past that all songs about states wish they were Sweet Home Alabama. But my beloved home state of California gives it a run for its money. There's the Dr. Dre Tupac banger California Love, the Beach Boys classic California Girls, and the latter-day Katy Perry classic California Girls, guest starring American Song Contest host Snoop himself. Did Latina trio Sweet Taboo live up to this legacy with a track that truly exemplifies California? Well, no. Not unless LA Fashion Week added chastity belts this year.
I ain't never let anyone inside who wasn't really worthy of me.
Keys to the Kingdom is a girl power song from a TLC-type trio named after a Sade song performing at the house 50 Cent was hanging upside down in at the halftime of the Super Bowl. It's a fresh cocktail of pop melange, but the message is focused. It's less Californian, more yonic.
A chastity belt? Oh, that's going to chafe my willy.
You may know the original Keys to the Kingdom from the flag of the world's smallest country, Vatican City. The Bible says Jesus gave them to St. Peter as a symbol of the church's authority on earth that reflects an authority in heaven. But in Sweet Taboo's theology, heaven is sex with us.
'Cause you make me feel like I've been locked out of heaven.
While the church is also sex with us. The song links the keys on the Pope's logo to the many locks that, in Western culture, have for ages, literally and symbolically, controlled women's sexuality. The trio assert this dominance with swagger and make a possible threat.
Love me like it's the last night of your life.
Of your life. We saw the rapper from Sweet Taboo was named ICP Bree. Are we going to end up on the wrong end of the dark carnival? Relax. It turns out it stands not for Insane Clown Posse, but for Ice Cold Pimp. We gotta give them credit. It takes guts for a girl group to redefine the Pope and Shaggy 2 Dope at the same time.
Will you sell everything just to survive? Work, got jobs just to stay alive.
Instead of going for a cheap joke about potatoes, let's start with a sobering fact about Idaho. Between May 2020 and May 2021, that's 1 year, the average rent in Boise increased by 30.8%. In fact, since the mid-2010s, Idaho has seen higher population and housing cost growth rates than any state in the country, along with the second slowest wage growth in the U.S. Andrew Shepard brought Idaho to Americavision with hard-driving, working-class rock about runaway youth and dead-end streets. It makes us think of rusty Midwestern factory towns in the 70s and 80s. But maybe that's because we don't talk about Idaho. No, no, no. And from this song, it feels like Idaho knows that nobody cares. And it's hurt them.
Don't go trusting anyone.
And in a competition owned by a broadcasting union with a jury mostly from a radio network and radio play as the prize, Shepard slams the radio for having nothing on that's relevant to your life.
If there ain't nothing on the radio, sing a song that you know.
Through it all, he suggests a sort of stoicism, a shouting, passionate stoicism. If you self-regulate through aggression, through fast driving, hard rocking, and relentless independence, the ups and downs in the world around you won't dominate your life.
Drive fast enough to catch up to your dreams.
We love his passion and his pipes. They're Bon Jovi-esque even. But this is a dark road he's driving down. The cost of pushing away anyone in your life who might help you? That's no small potatoes. Oh. Now I know why Idaho hates us.
Everybody get loose with it. Don't stop till the soul make a move with it.
Space is kind of a theme in Eurovision this year. You've got the United Kingdom actually making a decent showing with Spaceman. And you have the Old Yeller twins representing Norway, who actually claim to be from the moon. But one of New Mexico's claims to fame is Area 51, so they are not going to be left out of the Space Jam. At first, we were wondering if the aliens might have a subversive meaning. New Mexico is a border state, and illegal aliens are a perennial right-wing boogeyman. Could Kali Soul be firing shots in a culture war in such a subtle way that NBC didn't even realize it? Probably not, because the lyrics of this song are pretty generic party rap, including an urgent update about the status of the roof.
Hey, yo, the roof's on fire. We gon' let it burn. When we let the sucker burn, here we go.
There is one unusual feature of this song. Instead of being about the Anissa-style thrill of meeting a sexy stranger in the club, this is a song about taking your wife out on the mother of all date nights.
Hidden downtown with my queen and she geek. Yeah, to be the wifey.
But according to the Albuquerque Journal, he's a father of 2. So, Soul, may we give you some advice? It's possible, it's just possible, that your wife doesn't actually want to go out clubbing until 4, which is just 2 hours before those kids are going to be up and demanding some Peppa Pig. Instead of this whole get low thing you have going on, have you considered watching one episode of This Is Us and crashing early? Because wives eat that up with a knife and fork. You're welcome.
What's going on? Nice to meet you guys. Brett Seper here, representing the entire state of Missouri. Tune into NBC. You don't want to miss it.
As recently as 3 weeks ago, Brett Seper was very excited to represent Missouri with his pop song, Can't Stay Away.
Oh, I just don't know what to say.
Well, it turns out he could. Stay away from Americavision, that is. He mysteriously dropped out. We've scoured the internet and his social media to find out what happened, and we've come up empty. The show made no mention at all of his absence, and they rolled out a substitute act as if nothing unusual had happened. And now we have more questions. Did Haley get tapped at the last minute, or did the producers have a backup act lined up for each state just in case? Was Hanson on standby for Oklahoma, just waiting for the call that never came? Did NBC make Brett disappear? Seriously, we hope he's okay, and we hope Haley is making the most of this opportunity.
Why you wanted me to be heard and then to be just like you? I'm just trying to spread my wings. I've been on to better things.
She performs standing still, and her staging is pretty minimal, so it's possible she had to put this together on short notice. The song itself is about moving on to better things after a breakup.
Yeah, you did a real good job of making me feel like the enemy.
It's a sweet ballad, but there's also something dark going on here.
Why are you calling me from random numbers that I don't even know?
It seems like her ex keeps calling her using burner phones. Hey, you know who uses burner phones? Someone who doesn't want to be tracked. Maybe someone who's made enemies. Someone on the run. Is this song about Brett? What is going on in Missouri? Like other U.S. territories, American Samoa has a tricky relationship with being American. But like its most famous son, The Rock, it has a simple relationship with putting in work. Fully 1/3 of American Samoa's modest labor force bangs out an American staple for a living, canning our lunchtime at the Starkist Tuna Factory. But they're not birthright citizens, they're U.S. nationals, so they don't get paid the federal minimum wage. What does this have to do with their America Vision entry? The mellow, funky, full circle is proud, even reverent about the islands, and it believes they deserve better. Its singer, Tanel, didn't grow up there. She was born and raised in California, presumably by a family that left in search of greater opportunity. It's one of many ways Samoa looks outward and inward.
If he needs anything, we're gonna give it to him. The food off our tables, the clothes off our backs, even the manna off the islands.
So what's Tanel's full circle about, anyway? Leaving, with your home in your heart, hoping to go back someday? Embracing new ideas but keeping one eye on tradition? Auto-tuning your voice to a dance beat but performing an island dress barefoot? Holding on to an industry that can be tough on you but still hoping for more? All of it, of course, bound up in a jam that got Snoop Dogg bopping along? Well, thanks to Tanel, we can finally smell what The Rock is cooking. Turns out it was tuna fish the whole time.
We Samoans, we can handle troubles.
So let's pause our recap right in the middle and pick up next time with a song called Right in the Middle. And we'll discuss our final ringer, Cisco. We assumed that he was sued into oblivion by the restaurant food distribution company many years ago, but apparently he's doing just fine. We'll see you next time for one last batch of songs.